This is lab number 2, introducing Adobe Acrobat DC Pro. Okay, before you begin, there's an important note. This particular video was written before we began using Canvas as opposed to the old Moodle system. So you're going to see instructions in this video that are referring to files originally downloaded from Moodle, and it'll refer to turning in files on Moodle. So disregard that. We'll be using Canvas, of course, and you will find the file that you need for this assignment on the Canvas web page for this lab. And when you turn it in, you'll be turning that file in through Canvas as well. So again, disregard any instructions regarding Moodle file access or turning in files. So in this lab, we are going to learn to do some very basic things. First of all, how to open a PDF file. And then we'll be learning to work with the basic toolbars that appear. Now keep in mind this program has many different toolbars and toolbar options. So we will be continuing to work with that as the semester goes on. So we'll take a look at the very basic toolbars right now. Also, how to navigate PDF documents, a couple ways to do that. And then working with tools, there are numerous PDF tools that are available that have different functionality. And we'll be taking a look at one of those, and you'll see where to find the rest of them. And also a couple different ways to view PDF documents on both read mode and full screen mode. Okay, we're starting out where you have already opened the Acrobat Pro DC application on your computer, and this is what you should see. Now sometime in the recent area you'll see documents that were recently opened, so it may look a little bit different on your screen there. But we're going to first go ahead and practice opening a file. A couple ways to do that. That can be done up at the top where we can click on File and Open to open a document, or the quick way is to go right to Open File, which I will do that. Now this navigated to my Lab 2 folder. If I were to go up a level, you'd see that you have all the labs downloaded. If I go to the Lab 2 folder, and I'm going to open the conference guide just by clicking on it. And as you can see now, we have that opened in the Adobe Acrobat editor. All right, the next thing we're going to do is take a look at the menu items up here, the toolbar. Now there are quite a few toolbars in this program. We're going to look at the basic controls right now. Now you may run into this if you are trying to navigate, and you may inadvertently switch toolbars. There's a very easy way to fix that. If you move your mouse up to this area and you right click, when you right click you get a sub menu, and you can go down to Reset Toolbars, and that will reset it to what it normally comes up as. Also, an Alt F8 will do the same thing. Hold the Alt key down and press the F8 button on your keyboard, so you can reset those anytime you want. So we'll take a look at just a few of these controls right now. First of all, the plus and minus. That allows you to magnify and shrink the images, and as you keep going down, as you can see, and by using my mouse wheel I move through each page, so I can change these sizes, display sizes, by doing that. Next to that is also settings, so you can set the percentage zoom level wherever you want it. For example, I just set it back to 100%. Also, if you are working with the page zoomed in and you click the hand which allows you to pan around on an image. Now you can click and drag with that hand. You can pan it around, and of course you can also change the size so you can see the entire page. Now next we're going to look at navigating a PDF document. Several ways to do that. First of all, these arrows at the top here allow you to navigate from one page to the next by clicking the up and down arrows. And that's one way to get around in the PDF document. Another method is to go and bring up the page thumbnails on this icon here, and you see that you get this small window on the left here, and these are actually all of the pages in the form of thumbnails, and then you can just visually click on whichever one you want to see. So that is another method. Also, there is a bookmark section. Now bookmarks are things that you actually create in the document. So this document already has some bookmarkers set up, and then you can see where those point to as well. And anytime this can be closed, so when you open up the page thumbnails, this can be closed by clicking the X. Also, notice on top here, there are, very similar to Google Chrome, there are tabs. So you can have multiple PDFs open, and each tab will go to that PDF. Also, what we're about to look at here is the Tools tab, and we'll look at what some of these tools do. And also the Home button gets you to the beginning of the program, and where you can open additional files. So by clicking back on the Conference Guide tab, I'm back where I started. So the next thing we're going to look at is what some of these tools are. Now there are a couple of areas where you can find these tools. First of all, on the section on the right are some of the tools that are available that we will be working with. Also, if you click the Tools tab on top, you'll see them there as well. Now I'm going to go back to the conference guide that we're looking at. We're going to take a look today at a particular tool called Organize Pages. So if you click on Organize Pages, what you're going to get is a graphical representation of the document and all the pages. If you hover your mouse over each item, you'll see that some tools actually come up as you hover the mouse. You can also click on any given page to highlight it. Now, they're up here on the top, there's a number of different functions, and of course we're not going to go through all of these right now, but we will look through the basic ones as we hover over these. So the first one we'll take a look at is this one here, page 9. If you go there, you notice that the map is not turned the right direction. And these two items here allow you to rotate the image to wherever you want it. So as you can see, we can rotate that until the map is facing correctly. Also, if we wanted to delete one of these pages, we could quite simply click on it to highlight it and click the delete button. Also, if we want to add, we can insert pages from various sources. Now, we're not going to do that in this exercise, but we'll get back to that a little bit later. So before we exit this organize page function, we're going to make a few changes, and then you'll be saving these changes and turning that file in as your first assignment. So this is what we're going to do. First of all, on this map page, page 9, if you haven't changed its orientation so it looks right, do so right now so the map is facing portrait style up and down. So make that correction, and let's go ahead and just click on page 12, and we're going to delete that page. So click the delete button and hit OK. Same for page 11, and then page 10. Also, we're going to take page 4 and click on that, and we are actually going to drag that page so it's between pages 1 and 2. And then the map, we're going to click on, and we're going to drag that so it becomes page 3. Now once we've done that, we're going to close this function by clicking the close icon in the upper right corner. So we have finished organizing our pages. We moved a few around, we deleted a few, and we changed the orientation on the map page. Now let's see if our changes were saved. They should have been. If we go to the page thumbnails, as you can see, it did keep the changes. So we have these two moved, that's been changed, and these items on the bottom were deleted. So we want to save this now as the changes we made, and this is going to be what you turn in for this lab. So you're going to do that by clicking File and Save As. And now notice that there is a recent folder, and you can pick that or pick any folder you want, and we'll go ahead and pick that folder, which is originally where our lab 2 items were. And you're going to save that file as your first and last name and lab 2. So if I were saving this, I would type my first dash last name and dash lab 2, and it will already save it as a PDF, so you don't have to type .pdf. You hit save, and now you can see on the top there that that file has been saved with its changes. Now before we finish up here, we're going to take a look at 2 other ways to view these documents. The first way is viewing it in read mode. That it can be done from 2 different locations. If you click on this icon here, you'll see that there's a read mode option. Also, Control H does the same thing. And all that does is it takes the editing controls out and allows you to read it just like someone else would see it if they were looking at it through the Adobe Acrobat Reader. Now to get back out of this, you can either hit the escape button, or you can hit Control H, and as you can see, read mode, Control H. So you can go back and forth by hitting Control H, back and forth from read mode to edit mode. Now lastly, we're going to take a look at full screen mode, and you can get to that from the view button on top, and there's a full screen mode option which you can click, and note that also is Control L. So if you click that, this now goes to a full screen editor, so you see no controls whatsoever. Now you can get out of this one of 2 ways. You can click the escape button and it brings it back to the editor, or just as it says here, full screen mode is a Control L. So you can hit Control L and you can go back and forth using the Control L button on the keyboard from full screen to normal edit mode. This completes lab number 2. So you have 1 file to turn in. Again, you are going to be turning that in through Canvas. It's right on the Canvas assignment page for this video.